Hello again, Gills fans. Welcome back to the latest episode of Gills in the Blood TV. It's Thursday night, which can mean only one thing: a look back at the week that was, before I look ahead to Saturday's Sky Bet League One fixture, when we make the relatively short trip to Milton Keynes to take on MK Dons in a 1 PM kickoff. In terms of the week that was, though, it's been pretty quiet. There's been no EFL Trophy game this week. There's been no Carabao Cup game as we are out. So it's enabled Steve Evans and Paul Rayner a full week on the training ground with the boys. I've just watched Steve Evans and Ryan Jackson's press conferences from earlier today. Very positive, very upbeat. One bit of transfer news. Well, it's not really news yet. Steve Evans has confirmed that the chairman has allowed him to go into talks with one more player. He has said that this is the only player we're interested in between now and 5 PM on Friday. But has been very clear in the fact that there are other clubs that are going to be in for this player. No idea who it is. But yeah, it could make for an interesting Friday on social media, and certainly one to keep an eye on. But I think in terms of positive news for what we've already got, Scott Robertson is training again. Carl Dempsey is training again. He's been out on the pitch for a whole week. Steve Evans has confirmed, and Ryan Jackson confirmed that he's looking very sharp. So it seems that Carl is available for selection if required. Same for Scott Robertson, and also for Tommy O'Connor, who is back from international duty and in really good shape, according to the gaffer, which is great. So the only person missing will be Stuart O'Keefe, but it seems that he is back in the building. He's had his operation on his broken leg, and he's being super positive as he steps up and starts his recovery. But at the moment, there's no change on it being a season-ending injury. Anyway, sort of done the team news a bit early then. Went off on a bit of a tangent, but in terms of this weekend, as I say, we are travelling to Milton Keynes to take on this team. MK Dons, who currently occupy the bottom position in Sky Bet League One. They only have 2 points from their first 5 games. But it seems, listening to our manager, listening to their manager, watching Quest highlights, Sky Sports clips, that their performance has probably been slightly better than their return of just 2 points from the first 5 games. In terms of the corresponding form that we'll do, I've done the last 5 in the league. MK Dons, it makes sorry reading. Unfortunately, it's drawn, lost, lost, drawn, lost. So like I say, only 2 points from the first 15 available. Gills, other end of the spectrum, after that opening day defeat, we've gone win, win, draw, win after that. So 10 points from 15 available in Sky Bet League One, which is an excellent return for a very young and a very new group. If you watched my Monday review earlier in the week with Gabe Sutton, the football lab, the 2 words that I kept using were promising and potential. It's been a really promising start, and it's a squad that is full of potential, if a little naivety. But yeah, just digging a bit deeper in terms of the form, looking at MK Dons, they've only scored more than 1 goal in a game in their 2 EFL Trophy games this season. In the league, they've not scored more than once in a game, so that's something they'll probably want to try and remedy as quick as possible. And once they start doing that, I'd imagine they'd start climbing the league. They've not kept a clean sheet in any form this season so far in competitive matches, so I'm sure that's another thing that their manager, Russell Martin, will be trying to sort out as quickly as possible. In terms of players that we know that they've bought in, that they've already got, Richard Keogh coming on a free transfer from Derby, Dean Lewington, Mr MK Dons, Cameron Jerome's arrived on a free transfer to try and add goals. They'll have plenty of leadership, they'll bring plenty of experience and know-how. How much in terms of ability they retain now remains to be seen. I think Dean Lewington's changed his role, hasn't he? I think he plays left side of a back 3 now. Cameron Jerome has played at a higher level, but he is now 34. And Richard Keogh's coming off the back of a very, very bad injury. Remember, he was part of that drink-driving car crash incident involving a couple of other players. And it all got a bit messy between himself and his club, Derby County. But, you know, he's a good player on his day. But how much has that big injury had an effect on him? And he's the wrong side of 30 as well. In terms of other players that we recognise as Gills fans, Bailey Cargill and Jordan Houghton, who both enjoyed loan spells in Kent previously. Be interested to see how they've developed. Scott Fraser, very good signing at this level. I think plenty of people who watched the EFL thought he'd go Championship. So that's a really good addition to MK Dons. probably fits in with the way that Russell Martin wants to play. They like to get the ball down. They're very possession based. I think I saw a stat on Quest or Twitter over the last few days saying that they're the highest average in terms of possession in games this season. But unfortunately, they're not making use of that at the moment, which is causing them a problem. Ben Gladwin's another name that stuck out. Was very good at Swindon a few years ago and earned a move to QPR, I think it was. But his career's stalled. Unfortunately, it'd be interesting to see if he gets selected, how much ability he retains as well. And I noticed he's only played in 2 games this season so far, so it's not a given that he'll be in the starting 11. But in terms of players that they lost in the summer, Reece Healey was a massive one, 12 goals in 21 games last season before everything was shut down. Alex Gilby, who scored an absolute belter at our place in December 2019 in a 3-1 defeat, he scored 5 goals in his last 17 games before the season was curtailed early, and he's since left to go to Charlton Athletic. So 2 huge misses there. If you look at it in terms of numbers, that's 17 goals in 38 appearances between 2 players. That's a big void that's been left by them 2, and at the moment it seems they're struggling to replace that. But what I'm going to do now is leave you in the hands of Jonathan Harries, who's an MK Dons fan. He's going to talk you through everything you need to know about our opposition, and then I will do our team news, starting 11, subs, and the all-important one, score prediction. But for now, I will leave you in the capable hands of Jonathan.
Hi, Matt. Hi, everyone at GITBTV. It's Jonathan Harries here, Milton Keynes Dons fan. I write the previews for the Milton Keynes Dons Supporters Association. Looking forward to this. It was a game I was looking forward to pre-lockdown. I believe you are our next home game coming up before COVID struck. Well, I can't really say much about this season. We are bottom on 2 points. Believe it or not, our performances have been better than what our points suggest, but I've now learnt this season possession doesn't get you points. Just ask Oxford fans that from your game last week. We're a very possession-based team. We pass the ball to death. We are starting to have shots on target, which is brilliant to see. Replacing Reece Healey has been very, very difficult, as I thought it would be. We have got Carlton Morris, Sam Nombe, Cameron Jerome, Joe Mason. So four decent strikers for this level. We just need them to start hitting the back of the net. Scott Fraser, who we got on a free from Burton, is starting to show his quality. Scored a goal against Portsmouth penalty. Some really good defenders for this league in the squad as well. Regan Poole, George Williams, Richard Keogh, Dean Lewington. Daniel Harvey is probably one to watch on the left wing back role. Very, very exciting young prospect. So I think our team got for it'll be Lee Nicholson goal. It'll be Regan Poole, George Williams, Richard Keogh, Dean Lewington, Daniel Harvey. Both Poole and Harvey back with us after being on international duty for their respective under-21s. It'll be David Kasumu and probably, I imagine, Louis Thompson in midfield. Then it'll be Scott Fraser, who's got like a free role, alongside probably Carlton Morris, and then one of the 3 strikers that I spoke about in the first video. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Yes, I do know that we need a win. We desperately need a win. But I feel that Gillingham are a very underrated side. You've obviously got a couple of injuries in midfield with Stuart O'Keefe and name escapes me. Probably come back to me. But I rate him. We've obviously got the postman in Jordan Graham delivering. But Dane Oliver, very underrated. Wouldn't surprise me if John Akinde came off the bench and scored against us, because he always scores against us. I've actually got yourselves as dark horses for playoffs. I just think Steve Evans, for as much as opposition fans hate him or take the mickey out of his antics, he's got a very, very talented squad on his hands. And any team that underestimates Gillingham this season is going to get beaten. Thanks for the invite, Matt. Good luck for the rest of the season apart from Saturday, and speak to you soon, mate.
Thank you for that, mate. That's really informative. Gives us a lot of knowledge now in terms of who we're going to be facing at the weekend, strengths, weaknesses, key players, that type of thing. So thank you very much for taking the time out of your life to send the video over. Yeah, he's mentioned some players that I've mentioned, and he's given us a starting 11, so some really good information there. In terms of our team news, I already mentioned it at the top of the video a little bit. The only person we have unavailable now is Stuart O'Keefe. Everybody else is fit and available, which means that we're going to have a few that miss out. By my calculations, we'll probably have 4 miss out along with Stuart O'Keefe now, if everyone is available for selection. And if we do bring in one more tomorrow before the deadline, then that means an extra one will have to miss out. So it's certainly improving on the injury front. We're certainly giving ourselves more options, more choices, more flexibility now. But obviously we have to be aware that we can only name 5 of our 6 loanees in the 18. So based on that, my starting 11 Saturday, would be exactly the same as last weekend. I wouldn't change it. I thought we were really good value for the win. We've already spoken with Gabe about how Oxford had loads of the ball, but they didn't make good use of it. We were resolute defensively. We maintained our shape. We maintained our discipline. And when chances came our way and we got into good areas, we used the ball really well. We scored 3 good goals. So my starting 11 would be Jack Bonham in goal, a back 4 of Ryan Jackson, Jack Tucker, Zek Medley and Connor Ogilvie, a middle 3 of Josh Eccles, Declan Drysdale and Jacob Mellis, and a front 3 of Dominic Samuel, Vadane Oliver and Jordan Graham. My bench, now this is where it gets tricky this week. Obviously that means we've got 3 of our Lone Stars in the starting 11 in Medley, Eccles and Drysdale, so we can only name 2 on the bench. And I've gone for Joe Walsh, Robbie McKenzie, Kyle Dempsey, Tommy O'Connor, Alex MacDonald, John Akinde and Trey Coyle. You might be surprised that I've left out Christian Magoma from the 18 this week. But for me, Robbie McKenzie can play centre-back at a push. Declan Drysdale, who starts in the middle of the park, can play centre-back. That is in fact his position. So for that reason, I've had to leave Christian Magoma out. So the 4 that I've excluded are Matty Willock, Scott Robertson. He's the one Lone Star I've left out. Just give him another week, getting back to full fitness. Henry Woods, which is probably a little bit harsh, but a lack of experience still on Henry's part, and Christian Magoma, and obviously Stuart O'Keefe. So that is my 18. In terms of a score prediction, I've been toying between 2 scores this week. Head and heart, that type of thing, obviously. Just looking at the statistics and the way the 2 teams have started this season, I know MK Dons have probably been slightly better than their results, but they have only picked up 2 points from 15, which means that's going to have an effect on their confidence. We've been decent on the road. We've picked up a win at Wigan. We've picked up a good draw at Shrewsbury, despite being some way from our best. So unbeaten on the road in our 2 league fixtures. So for that reason, I'm going to go for a final score of MK Dons 1, Gillingham 2. I'm going to back Jordan Graham to score because he scored in both away games on the road. Both away games in the league so far this season. Of course, both away games would be on the road. And Dominic Samuel to get a 3rd for us this season. Started really well against Blackpool, didn't he? Scored both goals in that 2-0 win. Shrewsbury was a game that was probably largely forgettable for everyone in horrible conditions. And last week he didn't get loads of the ball until the game started to open up second period, and he had 2 decent chances and was only denied by a really good save from Simon Eastwood. So I'm going to back Dominic Samuel to get the 2nd. So 2-1 Gills. Right, that is enough from me this evening. Thanks again to Jonathan. You can find him on Twitter at harrysdon87. You know what to do. Please keep liking, sharing, watching, retweeting on all 4 social media platforms. All three of us will be doing the match day live on Saturday. I believe I am travelling to the HQ for this one. So a little bit of an away day for me. I can get out the house. Might film the build-up walking around like it's, real football type thing. But anyway, enjoy your Thursday evening. Tomorrow is Friday. We're very close to the weekend. Yeah, that's enough from me. Until next time, up the Gills.